Beach Writers Guild. And I want to say that I so look forward to these Tuesday nights, and I feel like it's such a celebration of the writing in our community. I get to see people that I haven't seen in a while, and tonight is really kind of cool because we have some readers that we haven't had with us in a while. We have, first of all, Harriet Leisure came back from Florida and joined memoir class today. And memoir class just had a sparkle to it because she was back. And we have Bern Morris, who's going to be reading tonight, who hasn't read in 2 years at least. Kit Zach hasn't read in quite some time, and she's going to be reading. There's a couple other people who said they're going to read, and they're not here yet. But I think this is one of the things that I know I appreciate about the Writers Guild is that you can disappear for 2 years, although we don't want you to, and come back, and there is this community here. I used to go to 4 free writes a week, and I don't go to as many, and I've been struggling with writing, but I like that I know when those free writes are, and I like knowing that I can show up at any given time and find this community. So I thank all of you for that. I also want to thank you because we asked at our last reading if everybody who attended would make a $5 donation in the orange bucket. We truly need those donations, and you know what? Everybody did make that donation, and it really does. We're a small organization. We don't need a lot to keep us going, but we do need help, and those donations really make a difference. So I want to thank you, and I want to remind you that those orange buckets are there once again. We have 2 musicians tonight. Stuart is on his way, but we're just going to go ahead and jump into the readings, and we are going to start with Sabatino.
Oh, great.
And the theme is text.
I have a very short poem entitled Testing, or Test is a Quest. From birth to the very final end, our lives are a continuous test. The libation glass, though, is always half full. For if we fill it, it will overflow. Abraham was tested on his faith and did not foresee the happy ending. We navigate through uncharted waters, dreaming of reaching a safe port. But the fury of the storm forces us to deviate from our course, and we end up landing on unfamiliar shores. We are created to be tested and to test our quotidian interactions, our hopes and our dreams. The mystery of the unknown impels us to emulate the daring, adventurous Ulysses, prone to discover what lies beyond the highest branches of the imagination. For ultimately, testing is a search for the self in each one of us, anxious to comprehend who we are, what we are able to do with what we have, and what awaits us when the test is over. Thank you.
Thank you.
I also wanted to mention that Craig Mall has been videotaping these readings and putting them on YouTube for us. And if anybody doesn't want to be on YouTube, we can easily edit you out. That's not a problem. So here for the first time in 2-3 years, Vern Morris.
Oh, yay.
Thank you, everybody. I was trying to remember the guy that slept for so long. He finally woke up.
Rip Van Winkle.
Rip Van Winkle. Thank you very much. I had to write this out because I don't have a teleprompter. I don't have a memory like previous films. But first I think of math when I think of tests. Physics, organic chemistry, and all the rote memorization. Aptly applied, but then again, they were defined as exams or quizzes. Top ones, or in one professor's class, testes. Aptly applied for the pressure on an unprepared student. Or identifying chicken bones during an anatomy test, Dr. Clooney's previous night's dinner. Or the bovine heart placed in a cadaver test at Temple Medical School. Doctor's order tests, lab types, measurements, except for the one that men bend over for. More like a global exploration. Then the colostomy procedure. And I knew Mary Beth would love this one. Without anesthesia, a true adventure, I assure you. The gastroenterologist preoccupies me with a picture of what looks like a long, dark cave without hanging beds. Now the test. What the F is that pink mix, Dr. Fellows? Bubblegum, I said, smiling. Looks more like a wormhole, Doc. What do you think? Hyperspace travel never entered the doctor's mind. Only wondering how his device would fit. Obviously, not a Star Trek fan. Then there was lovely Rita, of Beatles' meter maid fame, hustling drinks at a local watering hole, with future rounds mysteriously ending up on my tab, aided by her friendly bartender. That was a test of my sobriety in determining the bill, while being tugged on and co-opted into making a contribution of my change by a very short person in the name of charity. A test of what it should be: of wine, of food, of perfume, of DNA, of missiles, of spirit. Spirit. That's where the rubber meets the road. Think of those souls aboard the Titanic with 2 hours and 40 minutes to die, be brave, or be cowardly, with lifeboats half full. Was the Creator testing us, or were we testing the power of creation? The largest ship built at the height of the Industrial Revolution, labeled unsinkable. A triumph of technology over nature, and the sheer arrogance of full speed ahead. The shuttle program pushed the envelope into space exploration and tested the Creator once again. And now Discovery is headed for retirement. Extraordinary tests, weren't they?
Happy with you. You can take that sip of wine.
Yeah. I may have dessert. That's how bad it is.
They wanted to do another test. That was last June, just 10 months ago. He stood in my office after having an MRI done because he thought he had pulled a muscle in his back. But the doctors wanted another test done, a blood test. Something had shown up on the MRI, spots on his liver. He sat down in the chair across from my desk and I could see the fear in his eyes. I reassured him, telling him it was nothing. He was the epitome of good health. It had to be nothing. His funeral was last Thursday. He was 52 years old, a husband and father. The cancer had invaded his lungs, his liver, his brain, and his bones. He had stage 4 lung cancer. I lost a friend and a colleague of over 20 years. We sat at the bar, 6 of us, reminiscing about Jimmy. remembering good times, a celebration of his life, a poignant moment filled with laughter and tears. We drank, some of us more than others, drowning out that weight that hung in the room, the living blade that swung over our heads that we all pretended wasn't there. If it could happen to him, it could happen to us. As the evening wore on, we danced, sang songs arm in arm, clinging to each other like survivors in a dinghy on the rough seas. And then we knew the time was coming. We would have to part. All go our separate ways, but no one wanted to be the first to go. We finally vowed to get together more often, to spend that weekend in the mountains like we'd always talked about, saying this time it will be different. We'll make it happen. But will we? Will we get so busy in our lives again that we forget how short it can be? I hope not.
Steve Robeson. I call on people right when they're drinking, taking a big bite of something.
Yes, Steve.
This is a short excerpt from my new book, Embracing Change, A World of Peace. The paths we walk are different, but the destination is the same. There are many more commonalities than differences. This is one truth the ego likes to be fogged. Obscured by confusion, doubt, and a desire to be unique, the ego tells us the path we have chosen and are walking is the one true path. This is patently false. People from many religions, traditions, and belief systems are coming together with a common aim of loving peace. When we focus on the similarities in full recognition that we are indeed one, it becomes possible to love and accept differing viewpoints. If love is the goal, the only goal, we can come together in this goal, seeking, discovering, and practicing a shared loving intent. The ego enjoys creating distractions to block our view of the truth. To allow any distraction that is not based on love is unloving. Granted, this can be a difficult pattern to set aside, but it is surely possible. Test every thought for its lovingness before allowing it to make a home in you. Fear, doubt, shame, confusion, anger, lack, loss, sickness. None of these thoughts are from love. Invite love to escort these thoughts from you. Give them no more attention than is necessary to invite them to leave. The solution to all these ego tricks is the same. When we deliberately fill our minds with thoughts of love, when we observe and test each thought, the ego loses the power to obscure our view or to keep us from walking the path of peace. Open your eyes, invite the unloving thoughts to leave, and look at the truths of love and peace. Then act. Act in love and only in love. And all the world will change. All the world will change.
Yeah, really. I did that today. That's why my house has that was good. Now you ready for it? You ready for it? And Joanne is really cute. I do too. I love it. So you want to hear who the house my new husband, I worked on this before. My new husband's late wife's ex-sister-in-law, her daughter, and her younger boyfriend, who the daughter and the boyfriend had not met until they arrived at my house. And she's moving in with the boyfriend.
Just trying to get everyone's attention so that the fair maiden with the soft voice will be able to speak to you.